Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So, see again, class C amplifier, right? Okay. We were discussing the class C amplifier, right? Okay. Less than 180 degrees is the conduction angle, and because of that, the signal has not only the fundamental frequency but also harmonics according to Fourier series expansion. Okay, so please go through Fourier series expansion, then you will find this topic very enlightening. Okay, see, simple, any signal, usually periodic, right, under certain conditions, there are some mathematical conditions, we can represent it in terms of sinusoidal signal plus its harmonics, right? So from that we can recover the sinusoidal signal by filtering out the harmonics, usual process, or tuned circuit. It will respond to only we can choose the value so that it will only respond to the fundamental frequency, and then only that particular signal we can extract at the output. Okay, so what happens here is, for the fundamental frequency we will get maximum impedance at the, okay, what do you say, resonant frequency, okay, right, and then the associated signal will be maximum amplified. Okay, so observe any of the CE amplifier, you can observe that the gain is proportional to the resistance here. Okay, so when this resistance is high, the gain will be high, and that is the logic. Anyway, then we discussed about this circuit, each and every component, very simple advantages, disadvantages we have discussed, applications also we have seen. Next, what we will do is we will discuss the efficiency of this particular class C amplifier. Okay, right? So again, because we are operating below the cutoff, right? Because we are operating below the cutoff, here what happens? The signal that we get is less than 180 degrees. Okay, and most of the cases this is a very narrow, okay, this is most of the cases this is a narrow, right, signal. What do I mean by narrow? Means we'll have like this. Okay, why am I saying that? Because see, this is actually some part of sinusoidal signal, but we can approximate it to be like a pulse. Pulse means a rectangle box. Okay, this particular signal is actually a smooth signal, but we can approximate that this is like a rectangular box. Okay, so rectangular box means we can say from here to here the signal has value on. Okay, and from the remaining, okay, for the remaining duration the signal is off again, right? Suppose this is say minus 70 to 70 degrees, minus 70 to 70 degrees, right? So during that minus 70 to 70 degrees, what happens is, okay, during that minus 70 to 70 degrees, the signal is on. For the remaining cycle, the signal is off. Okay, for the remaining cycle, the signal is off. It is like this. For the entire time period, only this duration the signal is on. For the entire 360 degrees, okay, only this duration the signal is on, remaining duration the signal is off. So this particular duration, okay, we will call it as T on. Now please note, whenever we say sinusoidal input, okay, usually we consider both sine signal as well as cosine signal. Okay, so don't worry if some textbooks explain in sine signal input, if you give a sine, the output also you will get associated accordingly. Input if you give cosine signal, okay, cos 0 is 1, isn't it? So the output you will get accordingly. It is simply shifted version, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, that is that doesn't matter. Okay. So now let us find out what is the power during the on duration. Okay, means it is less than 180 degrees. For that less than 180 degrees during the on duration, what is the power? Power is nothing but the voltage, okay, into the current, right? So what is the voltage that we have here? The voltage that we have here is Imax, or some textbooks they call it as IC sat. Either they call it as Imax or they call it as IC sat. Okay. Saturation. What does it mean by saturation? We cannot amplify beyond that point. Okay. We cannot amplify beyond that point. The signal will be clipped. So what happens? Now we can say that during the on duration means when the signal is high. Okay. When we have the signal, what happens is we can say that the current is IC sat. Likewise, okay. And now IC sat happens to be the height of this particular signal. This is 0. IC sat is here. So the height of this particular signal happens to be the IC sat. Similarly, you know that when we give input, the signal swing happens up along the load line, and because of this signal swing along the load line, we are getting this one, okay, and this one, right? The IC graph and the VC graph. Okay. Now, what will be the on voltage? See, now we have to consider only the on signal, isn't it? See, class A, we can consider the entire signal because it is conducting for full, but is this conducting only for short duration? So now we need to consider the on signal. Okay, what is the on current? What is the on voltage? Okay, we have to consider, right? So the on current, okay, so what will be the on current? The on current is IC sat. Okay, what will be the on voltage? On voltage will be VCE sat. If this is IC sat, okay, height is IC sat, then obviously we can call this as VCE sat, right? Previous cases we have taken V min 0. Okay. Anyway, in our derivation, we are not going to use further V min. Okay. So we can leave it as it is. Now, what will see on voltage is VCE sat. We can see here the on voltage is VCE sat, on current is IC sat. So what will be the on power? What will be the on power? Yes, students, please answer. Power is voltage into current. Okay. So the on current is during this region. Actually, it is slightly varying. It is not exactly, if it is straight line, it is IC sat. It is slightly varying, but we can approximate it to be IC sat. Okay. So the on current is IC sat. The on voltage is VCE sat. So the on power will be IC sat into VCE sat. Okay. Voltage into current gives power. So that is the on power, right? And we know that the transistor is on only for short duration. The transistor is on for only short duration. Remaining, okay, remaining time period, the signal is off. right? So how to calculate average? How to calculate average? The on time divided by total time into the power. Okay, right? So when the signal is off, right? When the signal is off, voltage currents are off. So obviously the power is also 0. But if we have to calculate the average power, we need to take this power associated when we have signal divided by the total. Okay, right? So what we will take here is to get the average power. Only power in this duration just now we calculated. To get the total power, what we need to do is this duration divided by total time period, okay, into the PD on that we have just got, okay, right? So T on by T into PD on. Okay, let me give you one small example for this. Suppose in a class, okay, say this is a very peculiar class. Say 10 students got, suppose in a class there are 20, okay, let me take 50 students. 20 students got 100 out of 100. 30 students got 0. So what will be the average? 20 students got suppose 100 out of 100. Okay. 30 students got 0. So what will be the average? How will you do? You will do 20 into 100 divided by the total. Okay, right? So similar logic we are using here, right? Simple school level mathematics. Remaining case it is 0, isn't it? So that is the reason T on, actually we will take T on plus T off signal divided by, but T off signal is 0, isn't it? So it is simply T on by T, right? So just whatever the example I told you, think about it. I am sure you will be able to understand. Simple logic, okay? So this is the average power, okay? This is the average power. Now we know that average, or the other term for average is DC, okay? And DC is the power lost. The DC power, okay, it is the power that is lost or the power that is wasted, isn't it? Output we want AC, we don't want DC, right? Okay, so we have calculated the average power, right? And now we can call it as the power lost. The power lost in circuits, it is usually power dissipated in the form of heat. So we call this power as power dissipated. Okay, that is why we have PD. Why PD? Because it is the power dissipated. Okay, why dissipated? Because it is, we are dealing with the average of the, okay, signal, and it is unwanted, right? So we are using the term power dissipation. Okay, anyway, so this is what we got, PD average, the expression for PD average. Then output. Now what happens? The tuned circuit will select the fundamental frequency, and then you can expect the output sinusoidal signal, right? Okay. So RMS value of a sinusoidal signal, you know, for voltage it is Vm by root 2. Okay, voltage it is Vm by root 2. Okay, so you know power is voltage square by resistance. Power is voltage, different formulas. Power is current into voltage. Voltage, okay, power is current into voltage. Current is voltage by resistance. So power we can take it as voltage square by resistance. Power we can take it as voltage square by resistance. Okay, we have seen this earlier. So what is the voltage? Vm by root 2, isn't it? Just now we have discussed, we are expecting, due to the tank circuit, we are expecting a sinusoidal signal. Okay. So because of that, we are taking the RMS value of a sinusoidal signal, with peak value Vm, right, is Vm by root 2. So we are taking Vm by root 2 square by RL. Voltage square by RL gives you power. And because we are seeing the output, okay, right, we are calling it as output power, and this is AC because we are considering the sinusoidal signal, right? Now usually what happens is the peak value will be nearly equal to the VCC because we are swinging along the complete line, right? At the output, usually the peak value means, say, if we recover the output in sinusoidal, the peak Vm is like this height, okay, but at the output, the recovered output. So the Vm that we take usually will be equal to VCC. So now we can replace Vm with VCC. Okay, so we can write VCC square by 2RL. Now see, output power is this, power dissipated is this. So what will be the total power? Total power, see, it is like this. Suppose you have suppose now you have say 70 rupees, but you already wasted 20 rupees. So initially how much money you had? 70 plus 20, isn't it? So what was the power supplied? It is the output power plus the power dissipated. So if you add these two, we will get the total power. What is efficiency? Output AC power divided by the total power. So efficiency will be P out by PT. Efficiency will be P out by PT. Percentage efficiency will be into 100. Okay. PT is P out plus